That's cool. Oh, I'll use this. Boom. Like that. Oh, all right.
Alrighty.
Time to get started.
Jose, Ramon, Najarro, what's that? TNT Gaming, what's up? M, what's up? Roger Hayes, Orlando Knight, what's good? Wagwan Star, Wagwan Rude Boy.
Oh no, this about to be fire, bro. It's about to be fire.
Yo, can y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check. Wagwan. All right, we got 52 in here. Hit the thumbs up for me. I know my neighbors is wondering what's going on. This is how we do over here, though. Lorain County. Of course, I've been to Lorain County. Of course, man. I've been all over Ohio. All over Ohio, man. I grew up, born and raised in Ohio. Grew up in Columbus, Franklin County. Always hear about Lorain when they're talking about the weather. But yeah, I've been all over Ohio, man. Ohio is one of those big states like Texas, Florida. You know what I'm saying? What other questions y'all got, man, before we get started? We'll turn this into y'all's Q&A session. Hit that thumbs up for me, man. Real simple, real simple. Just hit that like button real quick. We're gonna drop some knowledge. We'll get into some things, interesting things right quick.
Check, check. Check, check.
Mic check,
Yo,
mic check.
Hell,
Mic check, mic check.
might have to turn that bad boy on and probably shut off. Nah, I'm gonna face it.
Oh, it's off right now. Mic check. Microphone checker. 1, 2 checker. Yes, sir. What's good, people? I appreciate y'all jumping into the live. We're gonna get this here started. Hit that thumbs up for me, man. We got 13 thumbs up. What's wrong? Hit the thumbs up for me, peeps. Live chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. 485 Runner said, who does the interior for the whips? I use this place out of Chicago called Riggs Brothers in Chicago. Midnight G37. How do you like driving the F8 with new mods compared to the SV? Man, it's super different. F8 is smooth. The SV sounds better and got a way different presence when you drive it. The F8 is a little lighter. You can feel that it's lighter, a little faster, a lot faster actually. No, I take that back. It's a little faster. Roger Hayes said, I just remember when you did the Cali road trip with Hamza. Yeah, long trip, but it was cool. Jack Jones, give up some of that money. Jack Jones, you can get it the same place I got it. Get it the same place I got it, bro. Talking about TNT Gaming, trying to get my first 21 units. I have some investors. What's the best website to look? Ooh, 21 units. Man, I got not all of them. I got a whole bunch of them on HUD Home Store. All right.
Do a little quick
Bradley Brand or just minor temporary.
live now with my brother. Yes, sir. Go tap. Going live right now.
Microphone checker, a 1-2 checker. Oh yes, sir. I'll try to bring this camera a little bit closer.
That's cool.
I'm gonna bring this a little closer so y'all can try to, maybe y'all can hear a little better. It's not.
You good?
Hear a little better. All right, all right.
Good. Live. Oh, we live, baby.
Yeah.
We live, baby.
Yeah, the audio's coming. I'll loop back. All right, we got 53 people in here, 13 likes. Now hit that like button for me, if you would, please.
Oh, all right.
All right, mic check, mic check.
Yep. Check.
We good, we good, we good.
Yep.
That's not
Good.
okay.
All right. We ready to roll. We rest to roll, baby.
All right, let me return this off. All right, we're getting ready to get started. Y'all get the behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Ground 10 Pro. Y'all go check him out on Instagram. His edits be super fire.
My dog.
Super fire. Matter of fact, I mean, best I've seen. Facts.
Should be good.
All right.
gotta shake off the jitteries.
Yeah, let's get him. Let's get him.
Woo. All right, once again, shake it off.
Yeah.
All right, once again, when I tell you I'm excited, I know I say it all the time, but this time I mean it. I am sitting with a good brother, man. This dude, I've known you for probably about close to a year now. Been going to the car events, and you've always been one of the standout people. And
Appreciate it.
yeah, and I really appreciate your mindset. And the cars, and I get it. It's nice. It's nice to have those nice things, but I really judge a man off of how he thinks and how he moves. And you're definitely one of the ones who you do it right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you do it right.
Appreciate
So
it.
if y'all don't know, this is my brother Will Motivation. My dog. And he is, within the real estate field. You're a tech guy.
Yeah.
All around, you're a traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You do a lot, and the reason why I really wanted to sit down is, I watch your YouTube all the time. I'm always following your story. I'm always following your journey. And, I see that you always have a major pull on not only people, but more importantly, the youth.
Okay.
And that's what's so important. As corny as it sounds, when we were young, we hear the same things. Oh man, the young own tomorrow. But we don't get it until we really hit that stage in our life where we can really look back and see, oh, the young really do run tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
And they have that, so tapping in with them and having that influence with them and showing them that, you're not the guy to just push them to the side, or man, y'all young kids, y'all don't know what y'all doing. Man, they admire it when they see somebody who is doing these cool things, even though it's cool to them and it's real work to us. But it's cool to them because it just shows them, you can do it too at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And that's what I really admire about you the most is your transparency.
Appreciate it.
You know, you've never been a cocky guy. You never just like the nice stuff is nice, but you're not a flashy dude. And that's what I've seen about you the most. Like
a lot of reasons.
yeah, man. Yeah. I want to get into that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what really counts is, you know, what's the personality under all this pizzazz, all the nice stuff. Because sometimes, you know, it's very surface level.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
some people who just fall into money or they get that bag and they just want to show it off. But you really tell a story. So I just want to get a, you know, we ain't got to make it too long, but I do want to get kind of a background of how you got into your field specifically and, you know, how you transitioned into your lifestyle from now.
Okay, so let's get into it, man. First of all, I appreciate you having me.
My daughter.
Second of all, I've seen your work, and I'm always attracted to people who are on their grind and on their mission, and who take pride in doing whatever it is their passion is, and they take pride in doing it to a high level. And I appreciate that. So when I saw the work that you did, you know, first I met you.
Yeah.
Right, and I hadn't seen your work. I seen you shooting and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I got on your Instagram. Then I seen some of your work, and I was like, okay, this dude is for real. Like he's like, you take pride for you to do it like that. You take pride in it, and you're trying to do it to that level. You know what I'm saying? Where, so I always appreciate that, man. And I'm gonna be like, door open. You know what I'm saying? Like let's do whatever, because that's the kind of person I am. You know, when I get in do what I'm gonna do, I try to do it to a high level.
Yeah.
But like as far as transitioning into like the lifestyle and everything, for me, like it's like three different components I could think of. My early life, where I grew up poor, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't want to be poor because it was a lot of uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
And it didn't make sense to me. You know, when you got smart people in your family, and you're looking like why are we broke? You know, these people are real genius type intelligence and stuff. Like why?
That's a real perspective, that
bro.
It's hard to gain that.
And you know,
and you had that at a young age.
Yeah, and I've seen so many things, like, because I grew up in the hood, right? So I know, like, my channel, I don't try to make it like a black thing, but I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with black people, and we was poor, but I'll be like, yo, there's so many brilliant people in the hood and stuff, and so many people that got all these good ideas and see, well, what's the missing piece? So for me, I had to I was like on a mission to figure that out and try to change things, not only for my future, but whoever comes after me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how the whole thing with the youth comes into play, the whole thing with my YouTube channel and me being a public person. Because in reality, I'm really like a introvert.
Yeah.
Like
same,
I'm really,
bro. I'm the same way.
But for the kids and for people coming up behind me, I'll get out there and say, you know what? If I could reach one person who was like me, that didn't really have anybody to show them, like, this is the steps you can take to get to this level, maybe I can be that person for the younger version of me out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be every kid, but it could be however many of them that can identify with my story and want to listen. Then that's who I'm gonna talk to. You want to listen? Okay, that's who I'm gonna talk to. So
that takes a lot of confidence to, like you said, with being an introvert, it kind of shells you in a way. But with also being an introvert, you know, you think a lot.
Yeah.
And you're always trying to find new perspectives and look at through other people's eyes and try to fill their shoes, rather it be in your imagination or in physically.
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, let me tell you something about, like, 'cause there's a lot of people that, you got extroverts, you got introverts, and those that can kind of go.
Yeah, hybrids.
So I was an introvert, dude. For me, it was so bad when I was younger. I had my first job. I had a bag groceries.
Okay.
At Kroger's.
Okay.
And you know how you come through the line, and the bagger's standing there. We used to have to ask people paper or plastic. And I had a hard time asking a stranger paper or plastic, bro. Like I really had like it was real hard for me the first few days. Like I got to the job.
Yeah.
But that's how introverted I was. So if I didn't know you, I didn't. It was hard for me to talk to you. But I always encourage people to have experiences, like do things, get in sports.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get into school, do a whole bunch of different activities so that you can find yourself. So the more that you do, like for me, what it was the more that I did, I found out what I was good at. The more experiences I had, I got to know myself, and then I get confidence in knowing myself, right? I know I'm not good at that, so that's not my lane. I'm gonna let somebody else be the lead on that. But in this other area, whatever it might be that I'm good at, then I can stand up and be like, you know what, I'll take the lead on this.
Yeah.
And so having these
Yeah.
different experiences got me out of being so introverted, man. But
And yeah, going through those, like you said, doing so much, you figure out yourself. So you learn your weaknesses
yeah,
at the same time you
yeah,
learning your strengths.
yes,
Yeah,
facts.
man.
Yeah, so and I'm good about that. Like I remember when I was in college, my roommate used to say, one thing about you, you know your weaknesses and you stay away from
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? So, but and I listened to him because he was a smart dude. He was like
Yeah.
second in our class at Hampton University.
Mm.
But starting, going back to the three things I think of, like my upbringing, then it was my education,
Hmm.
and then it was getting to work. You know what I'm saying? And the getting to work piece is cool because like a lot of people can tell you, your parents could be like, yo, go get an education, go get a good job
Yeah.
and take care of yourself and earn a living. But if they haven't gone beyond that themselves, a lot of times they don't know what to tell you to get to that next level. If you're trying to live a lifestyle where you got Ferraris and
Yeah.
Lambos and travel and stuff that you see on TV.
That's a and not to cut you off, that's a great point because we the there's two different worlds. There's those who have hit that level and they have the luxury to say money isn't everything because
Right,
they've
right,
experienced
yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
But then you have those analysis paralysis type of
Uh-huh.
people
A
where
lot of people like that.
they know so much
Yeah.
and it hurts them
It's a
at
lot
the
of people
same
like that.
time because they're looking at so much risk
Uh-huh.
and trying to balance it out with the
It's a
reward
lot
and
of people like that, bro.
it kills them.
It's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people. That was part of one of those things. Like when I was talking about growing up, I seen so many smart people, but like, why are we not translating that into wealth?
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
And part of it is that analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Another part of it is not knowing how to put discipline toward and focus towards getting to whatever it is you want, even if you don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
It's like saying you want to go to China, um, and there's some people that be like, yeah, China's so far, I don't know the way.
Yeah.
But there's other people like, I'm in love with going to China and I'm
Yeah.
gonna find a way.
Yep.
So you got to be one of those kind of people like, I don't know how to get to China, but I'm gonna go. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
And
it's
that's
like
why
that.
it's important to have somebody like you or or with like you
Mm-hmm.
and specifically you is showing them
Mm-hmm.
that
Just
your feet it's a because I've traveled. I'm not saying I'm a world traveler, but just putting your feet on different soil
change your
does something to
perspective,
you.
bro. Change your perspective. Open up your mind.
It lets you know that like you said. I mean, I grew up. We come from some pretty messed up backgrounds, and I didn't come from the best as well. And I was very much locked to a street, locked to a neighborhood,
Yeah.
locked to a city.
Mm-hmm.
And then once just going on the other side of town, when you get your first car, is like, whoa, I can move it,
Yeah.
and it.
This used to be way far out for me. This like
Yeah,
right here.
yeah.
This used to be like going to a whole nother. For real, when I was a kid, man, this
Yeah.
was like some different stuff.
Yeah, and getting on that first plane
Yeah.
by yourself,
Yeah, yeah.
man, you just be like, man, and just landing and doing, going to get your first meal somewhere, you just like, I'm really in this place.
Yeah.
And it just opens your mind
Yeah.
when you come back home.
Mm-hmm.
You come back home and be like,
You no longer local.
your
Yeah,
mind
is
isn't
no longer local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
I
a-
like that.
That's
I
a
like
big,
that.
but that's a big deal though, man.
Yeah.
There's been studies that have been done that I read about
Mhm.
that say if you take a kid and you take them outside of their state and take them to travel, and then you take a kid who's never been outside of their city or state, you can pretty much, like the odds that kid that's traveled, the odds of them being successful and being an earner and like that kind of thing, are much greater for the kids that have traveled versus those that haven't.
Yeah, so
And-
that's why those field trips are important, man.
Bro, so crucial, man. So that's the thing I see, like when I'm doing like YouTube and
Yeah.
being a public person.
Mhm.
It's like for me, it's all about. I have fun with it, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's a hobby for me, but at the same time, like the real whole point is like, how can I touch somebody, give
Provide
back, and show
inspiration.
somebody, yeah.
Provide inspiration, man.
Yeah.
It's coming down a little bit, but that ain't
Yeah,
gonna that
yeah,
ain't gonna
we
stop the
troopers,
show,
you know what
man.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So what is that? Now you pinpointed why or how you've seen and made that transition. So while you're in the middle of it now, what is those ebbs and flows? What's those ups and downs that the glory that you feel and the lows that you feel?
Man, when it comes to business and like going after like my goals in business,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, I don't feel too many lows, but I do feel pressure and stress that I put on myself mostly.
Yeah.
by getting involved in so many things that I know are going to pan out, like, make money.
Yeah.
So the only lows are like just being human, you know what I'm saying? Like dealing with family issues and personal issues that we all have to deal with, no matter how successful you might be in business, right? We all have to deal with the people that we care about in our families, and if something affects them, then it affects us. You know, if we care, right? So, but from a business perspective, man, I'm so careful, like, and so allergic to being broke that I really calculate my
allergic to being broke.
I calculate my steps.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing something like buying this car right here, best believe like I'm in a real good position to where this is not going to hurt me. So I'm always, and it's the same way with making a business move. It's like I'm gonna make this business move, I'm gonna take this risk, but I'm not betting the farm on it. You know what I'm saying? I might bet some time on it, some effort, some energy, but I'm not gonna sink. The biggest time I had that ebb and flow where the risk was really sinking was when I quit my job to go be an independent entrepreneur.
Taking that risk.
Yeah,
that's the and with society now and how, even from commercials to the person right next to you, their fears rub off onto you.
Yeah.
So when you saying, man, I think I want to quit this job and
and like,
do my own thing, and they like, well, you got to worry about this, worry about that, you got to have this, you got to have that, and it's like that'll make you into that shell. So you showing that, like, man, I did.
It's starting to, we can move it into the garage, though.
Yeah, let's move it into the garage.
All right, let's move it quickly real quick.
We're getting rained out. Let's set it up though.
You want to sit in front of the Rari?
Yeah, let's do it like that.
Wipe it down a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it like that.
Move that box up of the way.
Oh. Oh, we was getting into the thick of it too. Again, this is just one of them things.
Reality. All right, y'all hang in there with us, man. We're gonna get back into it. Just hang in there with us.
You know what? I kind of like this stuff.
It keeps it real.
Yeah. And we basically getting 2 shots for one.
Yep. Spray painting my Ferrari on live on YouTube.
Intermission.
Right. Intermission, that's all, folks. You live on Insta?
I'm live on Tube. I got, how many people I got on here? I got 4. Yeah. You know, my YouTube is trash right now, bro.
Hey, we're gonna big you up, bro.
My dog. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to lay this, I'm gonna lay your box horizontal right here if you don't mind.
Oh, cool.
Luckily, that's why I got this camera. That handles greatly like this.
Okay.
So we ain't gotta worry about lighting. Check.
We need to take this thing clean.
Yeah, I'm glad we got some of it, though. That's fire.
Good.
That's fire.
We done here.
Yeah. Fire.
You know we need some B-roll or anything too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a little bit once we finish up. Damn.
Yeah, this one's dirty. Have the car clean, have the car dirty.
That looks good. Nah, this is fire.
All right, y'all still stick with us. Everybody left. Oh, we got more people in here. What's good, man?
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They like seeing, you know.
Yeah, the real.
We appreciate y'all guys sticking through it, man.
We had
Got
69
some soldiers.
That's the real subscribers. Maybe they like to see me go to work.
They like, look, Will cleaning his own cars, man.
Yeah, that stuff works though. I'll tell you that much. This little foam stuff.
Oh, is that what it was?
This little spray. I got Kroger's or someplace.
Nah, that's clean.
All right.
Mm-hmm. We good.
Clean the chair off, sir.
Oh my God.
All right, we about to get back to it, everybody. About to get back to it. The lamb's out there getting the bath wash. All right, got halfway clean. All right. Let's do a workshop for this spray though. Put this stuff on
What's it called?
cleaning wax. High performance cleaning wax. FW1. Give my car a bath with this. It was clean dirty.
Oh man, that looks fire. We back in motion.
Back in business. Dry. Got some clean Rari in the background.
Yeah, I guess 3 do come in handy, huh?
Got a spare.
I know some people got spare, some people got spare Raris.
Got spare with it. Yeah, you got spare with it. That's in the way right here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys staying tuned. Appreciate it. We got ready to kick it back up. Try to give y'all a better shot. Is it out of the way?
Yeah, nah, you good.
Alright, appreciate y'all staying tuned, man.
Yeah, this looks fire too. Getting the wheel on each side. That's really dope. Nah, you good.
Let me know if you want me to move my chair.
Nah, you good.
Get another shot. Okay.
back in motion. We back in motion.
Made an adjustment.
Yeah, made an
I
adjustment.
got business all the time.
Hey, bruh, this is the perfect. So, welcome back, guys. We had to, as you see, switch up the Ferrari. Luckily, my man Will had a spare Ferrari, throw it in the background, still keep it clean and fun. But he just made a good point about, we were just literally talking about making pivots, when things get rough.
Yeah.
We could have easily been like, oh man, it's done, man, let's do this tomorrow, let's start over. Nah, got right to
No
it.
time like the present.
No time like the present. And it's, and that ties in perfectly with what I want to ask next is, what is your mentality when it comes to making that pivot? When something erupts and it's not in your favor?
Man, I love it, bro. I can think of two or three of them, big ones, right? One, quitting my job, right? The second pivot, 2008, when the market crashed and the housing market crashed. Another third pivot I can think of, when COVID-19 hit. So with all of those changes, with all of those major pivots,
Those are some major pivots.
you can look glass half empty or glass half full. I quit my job. I chose to look at it as unlimited potential, no ceiling, right? I had a gig, God bless, thanks for the gig and everything, but and it got me as a stepping stone, but I had a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm gonna be the CEO, and even a CEO working for a company, they got a ceiling. Well, with me quitting, I was looking at it as unlimited potential with no ceiling, right? That's how I chose to look at that change, or that thing, with all of the risks and pitfalls there that you can step in. I'm focused on what I want out of the situation that changed. 2008, when the market crashed, everybody's like, oh, I ain't gonna buy no real estate, I ain't gonna buy no houses, I'm gonna sit here and rent and stay put, blah, blah, blah. I saw it as an opportunity, like, oh, okay, so this is how millionaires get made. This is how, and
They get it when it's a disaster hit.
bro, and at that point, I don't know what my net worth was, but I probably was maybe like around $1 million or something like that. My business was where all my real net worth was. But in a bank account, I had $300,000, like, which is a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have $1 million in the account.
Yeah.
But I had like grand, and I was like, okay, this is how millionaires are made, like right now. Because while everybody's scared and everybody's looking at the market like, man, I'm scared to buy no house right now because everything. I was like, yo, I'm about to get in. This is my chance. And all of the years where I didn't do it, right? I was prepared because then I had some business acumen. I had like my business one, like to say nothing but business and customers and stuff. So that was another change where I could have looked at it as everybody else and been like, I'm scared, I'm gonna stay put, I'm gonna stay still and ride it out.
Yeah.
Nah, I was like, yo, this is how millionaires, like this is where I know for a fact this is how millionaires are gonna get made because everything is cheaper than what it should be. Period. So that was the second one. The third one was COVID-19 when that hit. Everybody's like, oh shoot, what's gonna happen?
Game really changed in that hit.
Bro, I had the biggest years of my business, the 2 years during COVID that I've ever had in the whole history of my business. But I was prepared though. Like when it came, I was like, okay, I've been preparing for this because I know like stuff goes like this. That's one thing you can like is guaranteed.
Prepared for the dip.
Yeah, everything's going to go up and everything comes down. So when it's up, ride it up. Ride away, be in a position to ride away, which is surfboard, right? Go ahead and ride the wave up. But also be prepared for when it comes down, that you got a new surfboard, you know what I'm saying? Like you rode your old one up, and you're like, man, we ride, you know what I'm saying? But all that time when it's getting ready to fall down, start getting your new one ready when it hits, and then you ride the new one up, you know what I'm saying? So like COVID-19, I was ready, bro. I was ready. I was like, okay, we're gonna build. If everything slows down, we're about to build. And then everything just went took off, bro. I hired people.
And that's what I was just about to ask. Now, I feel like this is where we get hung up the most, especially in youth, but I see it all the time still to this day, is when you want to get to a status that is that unacceptable, like as far as like you trying to be in reality, bro, you're not 99%. Part of the 1% of people who think of making those moves that's gonna really change your life for the long run, not for a week, not for a month, not for a year, but for my lifetime and for my kids' lifetime. The most important way to do that and build that empire is building a team, putting a team together. So if you wanna, you know, I mean, forget them. I'm interested in your mindset of how did you get your team together?
Well, here's the one thing you gotta understand. Like, you can get to a certain level doing stuff yourself. You can get to a good, comfortable, even rich and even wealthy, some people have done, doing things themselves. But even then, you always need other people, right? You always need other people. And when you start thinking about business and you start thinking about taking your business to the next level, it's called scaling, right? So with scaling, you need people to scale, typically. You need people, one way or another, you're gonna need people. So for me, like, it wasn't my strength to like manage and grow teams of people and things like that. But
We're coming from introverts.
yeah,
So we gotta work, we're already working against that.
yeah. So, but one thing I learned early on, like when I had that first job at Kroger, it's like, yo, I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
Am I a punk or am I a stand-up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a stand-up. So I'm not gonna punk out and not ask these people to pay for plastic.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to do this, right? $5 an hour, but I'm getting paid to do it, right?
Yeah.
So like, I took that mentality into everything business-wise. So even with dealing with people, it's like, I don't really want to do this, but I have to do it for my customers and stuff. I got to scale, and I got to build a team. I just have to do the best I can and manage to grow that team out. So, you know, so my thing is the understanding that you can only get so far without people. And then to scale, you need people to support a business. And just knowing that and accepting it, I put my feet in there and I swim, you know what I'm saying? So
Whether it's deep end or not.
yeah, you gotta
jump in.
yeah, or it's gonna be on the sideline.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not about staying on the sideline.
Yeah.
So my approach was, all right, let me build my team out, and the anchor of my team will be some good, reliable people. You know what I'm saying? I have some good, reliable people on my team. Yeah, my team has grown, like I said, in COVID-19 era. My team grew, and I'm maintaining that now. And then you also look to bring other people on your team that can do things that you're not good at too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have some people on my team.
That's the Steve Jobs mentality.
Yeah.
Didn't build nothing. I mean, you built some, but reach out to the best of what you, like you said, that's a strength, is finding people to work for your weaknesses.
Definitely, bro. I wish I had that as a better skill. My business would probably be a whole, like, some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I was really good at that. But you know, I'm happy with what I have accomplished, and I'm happy with the team that I have built. But that's one of those, you know, for an introvert, like you said, that's a harder thing to do. But sometimes, like, you get paid to do this. Like, you have dreams of doing things, and sometimes it's not even about the dreams. Like, for me, it wasn't even like, sometimes I was like, I could just like get rid of the team and just do stuff like me and a couple other people. But then I think about it, I'm like,
Downside.
yeah, I could, right? But the way I think about it is like, these customers that I have, they have got me to this level where I'm at. So my loyalty to my customers is to do what I gotta do, reputation, to help them. Like, so building my team was part of, like, they need me to do this. Yeah. And they've been good to me. So I'm just gonna do it, bro. Like, that's just good business. Yeah. So that's, you gotta just kind of be serious and like about it and do what you gotta do.
Yeah. And that's a testament, because once again, going back to the team thing, I see so many people who have grandiose ideas, but they don't have the person to the capital. They don't have the person to make the website. They don't have the person to this, the person to that. So we try to take it all on by ourselves and end up stretching thin. Because it's like, you can't learn something. These people have been learning this for a lifetime. Somebody who's been building websites, doing this and doing that.
Right.
So it's you really got to be a conductor, like moving pieces around
and I think you get experience with it once you decide that you understand you got to do it. Yeah. You get more and more experience with it. You'll know, like, all right, hey, this is part of it, hiring and firing.
Hiring and firing.
But to your point, man, when you said that, like, I see so many people, especially in the community where I grew up,
geniuses, bro,
smart, but don't get that. They're not able
to drive.
They can't leverage it. So
that's even better,
bro. Because I know people who have tried and failed,
either doing something that they're not good at, or doing something they're good at, but not focusing on any other part of the thing to make it pop or to make it blow up, right? So that's to your point, man. That's a really good question. We need to work with people, man. We can't be afraid to. And I like that's part of the thing. Like I have trust issues,
Yeah.
but I have to trust people.
And you're gonna have trust issues regardless in business.
You got
Because business doesn't care if you're on a high or a low in feelings. It's just like, these are numbers,
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Right.
So you kinda gotta be a little, and unfortunately, that's a capitalistic society, you kinda gotta be a little stoned
Yeah.
when you're in that world.
Facts.
But, you know, like you said, having those right people around you, that's what makes it, because when you go handle the business, you gotta handle the business. But having your team
Right.
is the people that you really like tapped in with.
I'm gonna give you a little secret, like, and I don't.
I'm down for the secret,
Bro, it's unfortunate that other people don't do this. When I started my company, I knew I couldn't do it by myself, but I knew I had built a plate to eat off of. So I was like, here's the plate, I'm eating off of it like a little bit, but if we all come around the plate, we can lift it up, you know what I'm saying? We can eat some better, you know? If everybody can eat off of the plate, y'all can go with me because I built a plate.
And you can make the plate bigger.
Right. Especially if we all around it, building on it. So that's what I did. I came, like, I got my brother involved, I got my sister involved, and now my brother has an offshoot business that's doing well. I have some of my day ones that are still with me now. I have people that were friends that I said, hey, this is what I'm doing, help me out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's turned into something for them where they help build a plate, and even better than that is built themselves and their skills up, which I'm really, that's probably what I'm most proud of as far as like when we talk about teams. There's people that have helped me, that have built up their skill set working with me.
Before I cut you off, a big thing that you just said in there is ego deflating, because you said, hey, can you help me out with this?
Oh yeah, you can. I have an ego internally, but external when it comes to other people, I don't have an ego. I could be the backseat, you could be the boss, you know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer that. I'm an introvert. So like somebody else wants
You
to
handle the shit.
You want to be a
I don't know
friend?
if you want to scrub the floor.
Yeah, I can do all of that for real. Like for real, I can clean the bathroom and stuff, and clean the toilets and stuff. As long as I'm eating at the end of the day what I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? So
Own your dream and
yeah,
your vision
ego,
in life.
ego is fake, bro.
Yeah.
Ego is fake. We're all made out of dirt and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all made out of the same kind of material.
And we going back to it too.
Exactly. That's why I don't get attached to these material things, bro. This is like a temporary. Like I ain't going nowhere with this. You know what I'm saying?
Can't put it in the casket.
No,
It's not,
right.
casket ain't big
So
enough
it's
for that.
temporary.
Yeah.
So how do you get in love with something like that? You get it, you use it, you take the experience, and you keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? But with COVID, that's why when COVID-19 hit, I wasn't worried about none of that stuff. Like I said, so what? Like I was in like, hey, as long as I can eat and feed my family and we healthy and stuff, you know, I ain't worried about none of that. So like I was ready. Like but I think we had that kind of mentality. Things end up going good for you, man.
And that comes from, that mentality helps too, like you said, when you start thinking so much within your local field and start thinking a little bit more global. Because unfortunately, in our culture, you know, if you do gotta sell that car, you're automatically looked at as, oh, you fell off, or you're not doing, things aren't doing good. Some people cheer for that, and they've been waiting for that.
Yeah, that's gas for me.
That's gas.
That's gas.
Use it as fire.
Definitely. I mean, that's why I'm so proud of some of my buddies and stuff, man, that have been underdogs and stuff, that are just doing their thing, just being good people. Like for me, I look up to anybody that's a good person. I don't care if they accomplish what in business and stuff like that. If you have maintained to be a good person and you don't turn your back on people and you just try to be a good person, you're somebody I look up to. And period. So that's why I'm like, I still have so many of my friends that I grew up with.
And that's a hard thing, you know. I mean, there's a lot of definitions of good and bad, but like you said, a stand-up person, somebody who lives,
you can trust.
Yeah, who you can trust.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, and they stick by their word.
Yeah.
They say they're gonna do something, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Reliability is a big one.
Yeah.
Like, how reliable are you? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be monetary. It could be emotionally. It could be physically.
Yeah.
How reliable are you for me, or for my team, or for my vision?
Yeah.
And you know, what can I? And I feel like sometimes people, you know, you get drove. when you got too much drive or in a certain way, your ego is kind of taking the place. You're only thinking about what they can do for you, but you kind of got to bounce off like, hey, I want you to help me with this, but I can also do this.
Yeah, always, bro. Anytime I approach, like, anytime I have a new relationship of any sort, I'm always thinking about what I can do for the other party in the relationship. No matter what kind of relationship it is, especially in business though, because my thing is, I'm gonna show you what kind of person I am to do business with, and I'm sure eventually you're gonna show me what kind of person you are. But part of you showing me is how you respond to me.
And those transactions build that trust.
Yes.
Because one falls, be like, yeah, and that's low key kind of how we met in that sense of we crossed paths a couple of times. I watched, and then I'm looking at your work all the time. You like you said, we always, and luckily we're those guys, and I say it on every interview and thing that I do. I'm the dude. I don't care about showing love like from the corner or under. Like I'll shout it out from the bleachers. Like that's my dude. Keep going, keep running. I'm never high in love, bro.
It always comes back. Like whatever you put out, bro, it comes back. If you put out good energy comes back. Like that's the biggest thing I've learned. Like that's why I don't worry about too much when I have good intentions and stuff doesn't pan out. I don't worry about it because my intentions was good. I was trying to do something good. If it don't work out at that moment, it's coming back. Like so I don't even worry about it. Like but no,
That's a dope mindset, man.
bro, it's you learn what works. You get
And throw away what doesn't.
exactly. Exactly. So
And I feel like that's what we get held up on so much is we trying to what doesn't work. We constantly keep trying to figure out why, or sometimes you just gotta drop it
Oh yeah.
and be like, all right,
You can't get stuck on stuff, especially if you got goals to hit. And you're on a mission to do something. You can't get stuck on stuff.
and removing. My biggest thing for me, what really helped me, and I'm nowhere near this, but what's really helped me even just progress in life as a person, physically, mentally, all of that is just, like we saying, I find my distractions and I limit them.
There you go.
Because the thing is, I've come to realize you'll never get rid of your distractions, but you can limit them.
Yeah, you definitely can.
And that's why some people have vices and everything, and those things are good because they help you escape for a while. You get too bent up, like you said, you want to, man, this is a lot going on, let me just travel.
Yeah,
I'm out, let me take some sun, let me take a drink, let me kick it, let me put, and then that's their reset button. That's their reset button, you need that.
Yeah, you gotta recognize it. Like
You gotta recognize
when I was in college, I had a lot of stress in college.
Yeah.
I recognized my reset button was coming on to see my family. So I'll come home, recharge the batteries, and then I can get back to the super duper focus.
Yeah.
A lot of them, it was all a mission. Like a lot of people like go to college and have fun and stuff like that. And I wasn't doing that. I wish I could have been.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, like people who got that ambition, that drive, they look at the ignorance is bliss type of thing and be like, I wish.
I mean, it's just like now, dude. I'll be in Colombia. A lot of people, you out there having fun, kicking it. Like, man, I can maybe go out on a Saturday, bro, but there's so many things I could be doing for fun.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's just
Grinding.
I think it's in my blood. Like, I don't chill. Like, I remember one time I had a plan. I'm gonna tell a quick story. I had a plan. I was like, I'm gonna move out of this neighborhood. Taxes kind of high. I'm gonna build a little house that I can pay off in cash. And I'm gonna just ride off in the sunset, and chill. You know what I'm saying? So I built the house. I moved out. I put this house for sale. I had this house in contract to sell it. I was over there in the new house. So I was sitting there in the new house, like, damn, like, this really me? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing? Like, am I gonna come in here to die? Like, I'm getting rid of all my debt and stuff like that, but what's next? Like, what? Just don't feel right. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got to the last day of my contract to sell this house, and they didn't ask for an extension, which is normal. And I was like, nah, I'm coming back to my crib, and I'm getting it popping again. You know what I'm saying? And what I do, and what I mean by that, like, is I put myself in the midst of what I want, and I know I'll work through stuff to make everything right. You know what I'm saying? So that situation would have been me just like riding off into the sunset with no responsibility and stuff like that. It's like, nah, that's not me, man. I like the grind, I like the hustle, I like to be doing it, moving and shaking it with one.
Bro, you hyping me up, bro. You hyping me the hell up, man. And that's what it is, like, when you, bro, I be preaching it so much, man, and it sucks that because it does come off preachy sometimes. And you know, not to pat myself on the back or anything, but I have noticed a small gift of mine is I got a little gift of gab where I can instill motivation in people because I gotta literally talk
You gotta do it
myself
yourself, yeah.
like all day. So when
Yeah.
people be having self-doubt, the reason why I can explain self-doubt so well is because I got
You
so
went
much.
through it, yeah.
I went through it, I still have it.
Yeah, you deal with it.
And I'm fighting it every single day. But I just know when you do accomplish that small thing, it just puts more wind under your feathers.
I was just getting ready to say, the way you kill self-doubt, because we not gonna be good at everything.
Yeah.
So, you can accept that. Like, I'm not gonna be as good as CeeDee Lamb at catching touchdown passes and stuff, or I don't want to be a quarterback like Dak Prescott. I accept that. But, the more you do, you just said it, like, the more you do and get involved in things and accomplish things, then you show yourself what you're good at. And then you can say, you know what, I'm a top performer in this. So when I get into that, I'm about to step up. You know what I'm saying? Quietly or not quietly. You know what I'm saying? And then and do what you gotta do, bro. But the more you set a goal,
The small wins.
yeah, the more you do that and you accomplish some goals, that self-doubt like goes away. Like I don't really struggle with that on a professional level anymore. On a personal level, you're dealing with people. So it's not about you, it's about them a lot of times.
Personalities.
So you have doubts with can I talk to this person the right way, or can I help them through this situation the right way? So I still have that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to business, like,
You locked in.
bro, because I know the reality of, you know what a lot of it is work ethic too.
Work ethic,
You know what I'm
buddy.
So, and that's something you can control.
Bro, you can control that.
You
But
can
that's
control
what, work ethic is what built this car.
Yeah.
Work ethic is what builds your life.
So if you know that you're willing to work a little bit harder than the next person, or maybe a lot harder than the next person to get whatever it is that goal is, if you know that, that's where your self-doubt can disappear.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm gonna work till whatever it takes. And the game is not over till I'm dead.
Till I'm dead,
Bro, the
bro.
game is not over. So if you don't get it now, it's just a matter of time. You keep chipping at it, bro.
Even if you take an L,
Yeah.
take an
It's a
L.
momentary.
It's
You know what I'm saying? The game ain't over.
The game ain't over. You know, Mario shit. You get another life. You eat mushrooms,
You still here?
Yeah,
You wake up.
exactly.
You still here, it ain't over. So
Exactly.
that was, the game is still on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I'm
That's great advice, bro. That's great advice. And I'm always trying to think from different perspectives on like stuff like that. You just threw one into the bucket for me, man. So yeah, that's super good. So to kind of wrap up everything, man. What now with everything that you got going, and where do you see the future of this for yourself and for your team? Like, where do you see this? Like you said, the game isn't over,
Right.
but there's that next level. There's that final boss. Like, where do you see that?
Man, that's good because now I don't even think about I think about having impact, whether it's impact on somebody's life, and that's probably the most impact you can have to me.
Yeah.
So I want to have impact. If I spend my time on something, I want to have a positive impact on whatever it is I was spending my time on.
Yeah.
So and then everything else will kind of sort out, like the money and stuff. Like when I built my business that has generated the most income for me, I wasn't really thinking about money when I built it. I was thinking about impact. Like, I'll build this, it'll be dope. Like, people will use it. I can use
The
it.
greats say that. Help people and you'll
It is
become 10
true.
times richer just helping yourself.
Stuff will come, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm definitely a testament to that. Like, I built my business, didn't make no money for the first, 3 years. And then the money showed up because I had something that was thriving, something that was successful. Then I started getting these people asking me, hey, can we put this on your website? Can we do this? And I was like, yeah, but other people charge for that. So we're gonna charge for that too.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do this passion project for full time.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. So we're in the hood right now, y'all hear sirens and everything. No, but honestly, man, the impact thing, that's what it is for me. Like, how do I spend time and have impact? What kind of little little mini empire can I build, and then what can I pass on to future generations where I'll be remembered in a good light and having had impact. So that's but I don't even think about it, to be honest with you, too much from every now and then I think about monetary goals, but I think about impact, like healthy, like being healthy, like have a business. What makes that business healthy? You got happy customers, you got a lot of customers that you haven't even tapped into.
I've never thought of a business being healthy,
Yeah,
but that's a very great analogy.
that's how I think about it all the time. I choose health over instant wealth, like stuff like I choose health. So like a lot of the
Damn,
decisions.
bro, that's fire.
But it's probably what kept me in business a lot because I wasn't thinking about I can make a lot of money doing this. I can make a lot of quick money doing that. No, I was thinking, how can my business be healthy? Which means, what does healthy mean?
Long term.
Long term, bro. And I have customers that are happy. Like people like dealing with me. That's for my future.
Yeah.
Because even if whatever I'm doing now don't work out, if I have a good, healthy relationship with people like doing business with me, then I'll be all right because they'll pull me into something else because I know how things work. So that's an MO though. That's a mode of operation.
Yeah.
That's great. Maybe I should think about like monetary stuff, but I just never really. Honestly, I never.
Yeah, it's the society that makes you feel like you should, but it's like.
No, I don't even, like to have the cars. I always liked cars.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it'd be dope if I had a Huracan, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't like, I gotta get a Huracan, I gotta get the money, I gotta take it back. I knew I had to have money to live comfortably.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
To live the life that you want, man.
yeah, but I knew it takes money to do that, but my focus was always like making good decisions to be in a healthy place to where you got options and stuff. That's my mode of operation still to this day. So like for me, I always think like if I can't help, like if I'm dealing with a stranger, if I can leave them with an impression, somehow that's probably gonna come back. Even if it's like, I don't know if were you born and raised in Columbus?
I was actually born in New York.
Okay.
And I moved here when I was probably like 7.
Okay, so you probably noticed that we got like, if you travel around, Columbus has a nice culture.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes-
It's pockets.
Bro, sometimes, the reality is, the culture breeds culture. So like, if you make somebody feel good by just opening the door for them, or you make somebody feel good by doing a nice gesture or shaking their hand or treating them a certain way, that's gonna make them feel a certain way in the life
for the next person.
And then what happens? You breed a culture, bro. But you can be like a catalyst for something like that.
Catalyst.
So
Perfect word.
So like for me, like that's an MO, man. Like and I feel like as long as I can continue to try to do that, however I can, wherever I'm at and stuff, that's kind of like my goal. Like and the chips will fall, where they lay. And
Yeah, the blessings of rain, bro.
Yeah,
They gotta rain down on you, man.
They come, man.
On your mission, man.
But yeah, and every now and then it's like this time of year too, I start reflecting on, what are my goals for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years.
Very important.
Me, it's like a 4-year cycle. Like every 4 years, something major, I gotta go up. Every 4 years, I'm trying to go, and for me, that's my cycle.
Yeah.
So, that next 4 years,
Coming up.
you know what I'm saying? So I know real estate is in the play.
Yeah.
Keeping my business healthy, my main business healthy, and just helping as many people as I can to achieve their goals and missions through this, social media stuff.
Man, I don't think I could have wrapped that up even better, man.
And I appreciate that.
I appreciate you sitting down and talking, man. Once again, you're a dude. I don't care if these cameras was on or not. I enjoyed this conversation. If it was just for me,
Likewise,
you feel me? So, once again, I appreciate your mindset, bro, and I appreciate everything. Because we talked about how that work ethic, you're already fighting resistance, getting out of the bed, let alone putting all this stuff on your shoulders and showing the world.
Right.
So, man, I really appreciate that out of you, brother, and whatever I can do to help, I'm always here. I'm in your corner, man. I'm in your corner. And yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it up. So once again, I don't even know if I have to put this brother's information because he's very well known and page is popping, but I'm gonna put everything at the bottom. I'm gonna put include his business and everything.
Likewise.
Yeah, man, so I appreciate you, brother.
No, I appreciate you, man, and y'all go check out Round 10 Pro,
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube. Is the same on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Round
so
10 Pro,
for everybody watching over here, check out super top level stuff, and we got some projects we gonna bubble up.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if we want to cut this or keep it rolling, but we can brainstorm
Okay.
just live on these ideas we got. So
Hold
I'll
on.
let you do.
Yeah, let me check. Now you about to get me all fired up.
I ain't gonna take too much of your time on that.
Oh, no, brother, you good.
Shout out to everybody that stuck with us on YouTube. Hopefully we dropped a little bit of knowledge in there. Oh, we got 113 now, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Hit that thumbs up. We about to brainstorm some projects. Y'all can see a little bit of the behind the scenes on how I want to like try to direct the content on my channel. Even if it gets a million views or it gets 5 views, for me it's about the message I'm trying to deliver. So y'all can hear a little bit behind the scenes on my thoughts on what I want to do.
I think the last, probably hit my little recording, man. The last thing we gotta do is like probably just redo the end. Because we got, it cut off at the culture part, and we got the very end of that. So, just to re-wrap everything again, kind of just wrap it up, because everything we already got is fucking gold. This guy, once again, just wrapping up everything. I'll say, I don't even care if I'm saying it twice, I'll say it 100 times. I appreciate your mindset, bro, because you are one of those, I wouldn't even call you, you're a figure at this point. And we grow up saying, we get into a certain level of our life and we be like, man, I don't want to be nobody's role model. I just want to worry about myself. I want to say what I want to say. I want to move how I want to move. But at the end of the day, somebody inspired you.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost a duty, like it's a disservice.
That's exactly how, go ahead, brother.
It's a disservice not to inspire the next,
It is.
especially if it's the youth.
I feel 100% like that. If you are somebody, it's like to whom much is given, much is required, right?
Yeah.
So if you're somebody, because I don't have these Lambos and Ferraris by myself out of the air. Somebody trusted me,
Yeah.
right? So it was people that believed in me, trusted me, partnered with me to
Yeah.
make this stuff a reality for me. So for me, it's a disservice, like you said, it's a spit in the face if I don't do something to try to give back and help or inspire or do whatever I can for somebody else.
Yeah.
So the question about being a role model, you're a role model whether you like it or not.
Regardless.
It's gonna be
bro.
a bad one or a good one. You choose.
Yeah.
So are you gonna deal with people and accept it or not? But you're still a role model.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? 'Cause
bro.
somebody gonna do the exact same thing you did, good or bad. Because they see you and they look up to you.
Yeah.
Right? So if you go and start acting like a fool, you're like, oh, when I get big, I'm gonna act like a fool too, right?
Yeah.
Or if you go and you say, you know what, I'm gonna show people like a certain way of movement because I know people are watching, and I'm gonna accept that, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna do the best I can with it. That's different, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna see that, and maybe one day they're gonna be like, they're gonna achieve success or whatever it is, and then they, you know what, now I understand why I need to do that, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's perfect, because that ties into what you was just speaking on, is culture breeds culture. If you, like you said, if you grow up and you be that dude who's like, I'm gonna be the big bad dude, I'm gonna show this, I'm gonna show all the negativity.
Right.
All you're doing is building a world of that around
It
you.
will suffocate you. That's exactly right, brother. That's exactly right, brother. You're gonna breed it. So if you got bad energy, you're gonna attract bad energy. You have good energy, that's why I don't worry about too much. Like even if something bad happens, and people like say I'm a YouTuber, got hide your address, stuff like that. I'm like, bro, somebody wants to rob me here, bro. You got the keys, I got insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They can't rob your mind though,
Yeah,
at the end of the day too.
what have I done for somebody to want to shoot me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about that. Like, if they want a car, like, you want a car that bad, let me talk to you for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me
talk to you for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
Because you about to put yourself in a situation where this will be the first and last time you ever get in a car like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my take on it, and not to take like,
That's a fact,
it's
bro.
energy, bro. So I don't, I try to put out positive energy, and I expect positive energy back. And there's gonna be little bumps and stuff in it, but you deal with that. And I've dealt with that in my life already. I've seen situations. Most people on the inside are good anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's usually a situation or an upbringing or a mindset or even mental illness or something that makes them not good. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that I can approach things different, and have that understanding that whatever you put out, that's what's coming back. You said it best, man. You bring that negative energy, you're gonna bring it. You bring that positive energy, that's what you're gonna get.
It's gonna come back
It's a
around.
mindset, and even like having a positive mindset and thinking. I think of this thing like, think about like, if you was, somebody's like, oh, no, that's where you from and stuff like that. Think about if you was like a kid in Africa, right? And you in a tribe, and like, let's say the tribe is starving, and you like in commercial with flies in the eye and all that kind of stuff, right? Imagine as a kid, but imagine if you change your mind. You said, wow, we all starving here, and we all sad and stuff. Imagine if you change your mind and say, you know what, we're gonna get out of this. And I'm gonna be like the catalyst to change the mindset. Even if I'm the only one, I'm gonna be the one that's moving in that thing like everything is gonna be good and it's all gonna work out, and that's the energy. Guess what'll happen, bro? The one time somebody outside come in and be like, yo, what's going on here? Like, who's gonna be the person that, with the mindset that was the leader, and that energy is gonna come to?
Yep.
It's gonna come to that person. Let's say I'm getting out of this situation, and we all gonna get out, and I'm at a hallelujah, I think it's gonna happen. When that opportunity comes, that's the energy, where that energy is gonna connect right there. And bro, that's like, I have stories like in my life where that's happened, so.
Yeah.
We can go to
I've had the same thing. So just, wrapping it up, once again, I appreciate your mindset, bro. I appreciate the opportunity of you, I ain't even gonna say the conversation, give the jewels. I feel like it was a lot of jewels dropped in this, man, that can, and for those, I'm not calling anything or saying anything, for those who don't know what catalyst means, look it up, and for the layman's terms, it's a spark.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. Like, what can you do to get this thing going, or get this person going, or get this business going? Focus on that.
Yeah.
And that's what creates a healthy business or a healthy mindset.
Yeah.
And then it all, but me being in the fitness in a certain way, I've seen that. Like, I go there, I hit these weights and I do all this because it helps me figure out outside. It helps me put these, I always tell people, when I go in the gym, it's like my Rubik's Cube, all the colors is everywhere. And then when I leave, they all back in and now I can see things clear again. So that helps me a lot. And, this conversation is going to help me a lot. I don't waste conversations, bro. Conversations are damn near more than money to me nowadays. Yeah, bro. And just connecting with different people and those different mindsets of where you want to be or where you see your life going, or, that's what I really hold on to now. Because like I said before, I don't judge. I don't really care, like, if you got all this flash and grandiose stuff. It's like, bro, I judge people off their brains and how they move and, how they shake hands and, who they cross, too.
Yeah.
How they talk about friends behind their back and stuff like that. I'm very keen on that, bro.
It's like if you go to a car show, right, and you see somebody who's got a Bugatti. First thing I think is, how did they get a Bugatti?
Yep.
Because that story is everything much more important to me than the Bugatti. Bugatti is a piece of art.
Yep.
It's a fast car, it's a good experience and everything.
Damn, you put that in fire, yeah.
Bro.
It's just a piece of art.
But you take the person, and whatever that story was, I would be more attracted to the person, depending on the story, than the car. Because if the person had a story, maybe similar to mine, that I can relate to or something like that, then I care more about building a relationship with that person. The person sold drugs or something like that, and they got a nice car. I don't gravitate towards that.
That's fluff.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know this person
It's
with
fluff.
this nice car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, except for to see if I can help them some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's but you can't take none of this to the grave, like we
That's a
said
fact.
earlier.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So no, I don't fall in love with this stuff, bro. I just use it. You know what I'm saying?
And your personality shows that, though. It
I
shows
appreciate
from a
that,
mile
man.
away, bro.
I
Shows
appreciate
from
that.
a mile away.
Appreciate
But
it.
yeah, just to wrap up everything, I appreciate you again, brother, for talking to me. I'm gonna put, even though I don't have to put his, handles anywhere, he's a very well-known guy. His page is, booming. It's full of inspiration and motivation, no pun intended. But I'm gonna put all his business and stuff at the bottom. And, once again, subscribe. I appreciate the love, and I'll catch up with y'all next time.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
my G. And on top of that, now we can brainstorm. I just wanted to wrap that up.
So for everybody who might be still watching on YouTube, so
I want to have a conversation with you because we always, like, in passing, we've been talking about partnering together. So what made me want to do that, of course, is your style of video shooting and editing, top quality,
Okay.
and it's the kind of thing where I see my channel going in the future. And doesn't always have to be long form content. Some of it could be short, some of it could be long, but quality. And the way I see, like, so I have some concepts of working with you.
And before you even jump into that, I want to say, I see that for your pages. With me being a shooter, and I look at the work, and see, I grew up off of films, I grew up off of music videos, and I got a whole story about that, and another, I'm gonna probably put the link up top, of just why I got into directing and videography in general, because I grew up being a guy like watching the most crisp stuff. I was watching MTV music videos and all this stuff, and you know they're not showing the bullshit. They showing the top quality, the best cars, the best women, the dudes looking the cleanest. So that's always been stuck in my head. Fluff. So when I see fluff on the, I'm just like, y'all could have did this better. Why don't you just clean it up just a little bit? And it's like, you know, getting older too, you just, you accept that not everything can be perfect, which I've accepted. It took me a while to get there because I would realize the more perfect I try to make it, the less I could accomplish.
Thank you for saying that, because I know a lot of people that suffer. That's part of that analysis paralysis thing too. Like a lot of people suffer. Like my brother, you know, God bless him, is a masterful artist. Any kind of artist.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, that's my dog
Master,
right
bro.
there.
He's a master
He's
artist.
a beast.
I think
his work is fire.
But I think it's perfectionism. To your point, like if you try to make stuff a little bit too perfect, then that will cut down on the business aspect of it. Now, if you don't care about the business aspect, that's cool. But if you do care about the business aspect of it, you got to understand, like, less than perfect is good enough to get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, because when it comes to art, like, the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. They might not be looking for perfection. Like, that's who's to say what's perfect. So it's like all him. It's all in his head, like what he wants it.
Bro, and to be honest, I'm still fighting that though. I'm not saying I got it down to a T, but I have realized, like, and let me just get this shit
I think people who have that artistic tendency, they suffer from that.
I suffer from it.
But you gotta like, when you put your business hat on.
And that's what changed my mentality. Because I got to the point where I was like, I would watch other artists, and I'm heavy in the art community. Like, I shoot with a lot of different artists, I'm around a lot of different artists, and they're beasts. But the thing is, you mentioned the word paperwork, like it's like the boogeyman. You mentioned business, it's the boogeyman.
You got it.
And you know, and once again, like I said, it is sort of a gift to let these know. I can let them know in a very streamlined way, in a pill way. I don't have to beat their ears up too much, but I tell them, how much do you love your work? They say, I love it to death. I'll literally die for it. So I say, don't you want to respect your work by getting as many people as possible?
Thank you.
That's the goal.
Thank you.
You want a million. Somebody doesn't make a song for it just to. If it travels from their house and their hood listens to it.
If there's any artists listening right now, he just broke down exactly. This is the same thing I was talking about, like with my brother. I don't know if I vocalized it good with him, but bro, if you're an artist, you love your work. Why not respect it by getting it out there? It's the same thing with, like, he does music too. I'm like, bro, this is fire right here. Like, just let it go.
Bro, imagine if Jay-Z said he was just cool with having his songs in the neighborhood.
Nobody would know nothing about no Jay-Z except for his circle. You know what I'm saying?
And bro, that's what I'm saying. Your art.
You gotta get
and like I said, I grew up an artist, and this is art at the same time. This is art. You know, figuring things out. That's all art. So it's like, we're pulling this stuff out of thin air. We're just antennas. That's how I see anything, ideas, creativeness. We're pulling it out of thin air, and we're just making it come through our hands to build our vision around us. And it's like, now it's a living, breathing thing. It was just a blank canvas. You made something. Now it's a living. You look at the Mona Lisa. If you rip it in half, it's just paper or it's just canvas. But if you travel around, you give it a life, you breathe, you put the business into it, you put the eye, it's a living, breathing thing now. So it's like, why disrespect your art by not getting it to everybody?
But you
gotta take, And I understand it's the business that you be like, oh, this is.
Yeah. Not everybody's keen on it, but I think a lot of people have the ability if they would just focus on it, set aside time to do it and deal with it, even though you don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like doing taxes. Like I hate doing taxes, but you gotta do it.
You gotta do
If
it.
you want to stay out of trouble, like
Yeah.
you do your taxes. So, but
Yeah, man.
anyway, like back to us working together, right?
Yeah.
So that's what attracted me to you and your work, right?
Same.
So what I wanted, so my vision is, I want to take some of the messages that I've been trying to put into my videos. Like one of the messages I have is that you can have a female friend. You can be a man, right? Especially a black man, right? Because we have a stereotype in this country of being like ravenous and stuff like that, right?
Overly sexualized.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things I want to do on my channel is show people that no, it's not like that. Like I could have a female friend. She could be a Don. She could be white. She could be black. She could be Latin or whatever, right? But just because she's around does not mean I have to have a physical relationship with her, right?
Facts.
She could be around because she's a good person and she's a good friend, just like I have dude friends.
Yeah.
So I have my way of doing it on my channel to date, but like I can see working with you to say, like I had this vision of a video that I want to do with my friend Audrich, right? Real classy, you know, that kind of thing. And showing like, and using the cars and stuff in the video, and just showing shots of me being a gentleman and treating her a certain kind of way, with maybe some kind of irony at the end where you think it looks a certain way, like it's a romantic date or
I
something
see
like
what
that.
you're doing,
But
like
then
a
at
double
the end-
entendre type of deal.
But at the end, it's like, oh, okay. But you enjoy watching the whole thing without it could have some music, of course.
Yeah.
But maybe there's no words in the whole
You're
thing.
letting that. That's why they say a picture says 1,000 words.
Yeah.
But you're letting them play it until that message comes
Yeah,
through
at the end,
of
right.
like, oh,
Yeah,
I
it
get it.
might only be 5 minutes.
That's
But you
cool.
see the cars, you see this beautiful woman, you see I'm dressed up like gentleman, whatever. I'm treating her a certain kind of way. I'm a black dude that's doing this, and it's not
Yeah.
what your stereotype is.
Yeah.
Then we get to the end, and it's I don't know if there's some words at the end, but but it'll be a message that people can be like, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be what you thought in the beginning. It could actually be something that it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have a friend that's a female that's a Don that I don't have to be sleeping with. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know, it's to get into that just a little bit, it's limiting to yourself and her.
Right.
When you limit yourself to just physical.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
That's part of the message.
that's part of the message. And you know, you can build so much with a person, but sometimes you'll cut that dry, or that vision will never come into play if you just sink it down to what you got going on in that area.
Right.
And it's like, man, you missed out on a lot. And you know, that's why they say most empires are built by women helping. Because, you know, they're very, and this is what I had to like, we all kind of grow up with that, like, oh man, I don't need no girl to tell me or help me that I can do this stuff myself. But at the end of the day, you start to realize, like, they're a lot more like
They have
sharper.
feminine energy, bro.
But they're like, when it comes, that's
like
reason why
details and stuff like
bruh,
that. Yeah.
they got it
Yeah,
down.
They typically have different way of thinking than me.
Yeah, and you know that's the reason why they can knock out the bachelor degrees, the master's degrees, and we be like, bro, I'm barely making it through high school, bro.
Yeah.
But they killing it in that area. That's the reason why they're so good with business acumen. Like today, now, we see all these girls winning because their business acumen is showing.
That's
Like
what
they
I'm
like,
saying.
we about to get all this bread ourselves. Like
So that's an example of something that I could see us doing. Like when we shoot, we have to figure out how that ending would go. But I want to so being a role model, like being the fact that my channel is not about like, being black and stuff like that. But because I am black, I have to represent.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't escape it. I know as much as we talk about thinking global and being global, and don't think of yourself and limit yourself to this race or this neighborhood or this, you can't hide who you are.
Right.
Like,
And the reality.
It's a super reality.
So I know what the reality is. So I'm trying to reset the bar or the expectation. So like when somebody sees a black dude, they don't automatically clutch their purse.
or they see a black dude, they automatically think, oh, he's with that chick, he must be, you know what I'm saying? Or, they
Or
see,
you got a nice car and be thinking, oh, he did something negative to get it.
thank you. So I want to do that in like vignettes or whatever you call it. Like I want to do that.
I like that. Oh, that might be a fire title.
I want to do that, bro. That's how I see like us working together. We shoot and we create messages without a whole. Cause I talk a lot in my videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got the form to do that. But I want to do something with that high quality video. Let the high quality video do the talking. And the actions that you see in the video do the talking. And then like a culmination of what I want to do too. This could be like something we do later on down the road. But I like to bring together, like you see how the crew that I work with. Right?
Yeah.
I like to do a movie, like a little short movie where we all play a part in the movie. We get the cars in the movie. We come up with a storyline for the movie.
Oh, this boy talking about real production right here.
You know what I'm saying? But like something, it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know
we're
what
gonna
you're
make
going
money
after.
with it.
Yeah,
We're gonna make a statement with it.
Yeah, I know
So-
what you're going after.
So
And
like,
statement, bro. But statements make money.
but I always worry about the money last.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
The way I'm looking at it, if we get something that blows, I'll pay for it, right?
Yeah.
But the investment is if it blows, the money comes. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even.
Yeah.
But if we can,
Focus on the message and the detail,
The
the
impact,
all
bro.
of that, the impact,
The impact,
all
bro.
around impact.
because if it's good, it has to be so good that people want to share it.
Fact.
And that should be the number one. That should be the number one goal of whatever we do together. It has to be so good that they understand the message. It was good. It was entertaining, and they will like share it. Like, yo, y'all gotta see this. This is dope.
Man,
Nobody's doing no stuff like this.
You just took me down a rabbit hole. I'll be having these conversations all the time of what do you put out that people want, like, want is okay, but need to
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
That's the shit that
Yeah.
fires,
We
bro.
got an
That's the shit
opportunity
that
now, man.
goes, bro.
Before we didn't have this opportunity. Now we got. That's why I do YouTube. One of the big reasons I do YouTube is the potential of it. Because
Yeah.
before we didn't have no platform like this, we didn't have our own radio stations. Well, some people did.
Bro, and it's long form
We can do
content.
whatever we want, bro. So that's what I want. So I want to start with let's do some vignettes. Like I could bring like Audrey down here. She's actually really well known. People don't realize it, but she's actually really well known in the Latin community.
Yeah.
But we
I
can
ain't even
do,
get to, man, I ain't even get to say this brother be actually speaking Spanish. Like, man, that was one of the flyest moments I seen of you, man. We was at a car show at Esoteric. I'm up there shooting as I always do. I'm chopping it up with people. I'm moving around, shooting, boom, boom. Of course, I see the land pull up. I'm like, oh, okay, there go bro, da-da-da. But I went inside and I seen this already in there, so I'm like, hold up, he drop that off in there to be shown. Pull up with the lamb, had a gorgeous woman with you. Listen, this brother had on sandals. He had his toes out. Man, he walking around the whole spot looking fly. Next thing I know, I back you up, I say, what's up? We chop it up a little bit, you turn to your female friend, you started speaking Spanish. I said, man, this dude is cold,
Hey
man.
man, it's one of those
This
things.
dude is cold.
I knew when I was young. I knew for some reason I had to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
I didn't know why, but I was like, Spanish is I gotta know Spanish, and it just
Bruh, now
make things work.
I feel like it's a hindrance when you don't nowadays,
Bro.
especially in business.
It's communication. Like if you
Yeah.
and you see how close they are to us. Like we're surrounded by English-speaking countries and Spanish-speaking countries. Everything south of us is Spanish.
Yeah.
Everything down there is Spanish or Brazilian, right, or Portuguese, right? So
That's a fact.
I didn't know that when I had made that decision, but yeah, but that's one of the things. Like that impression that you got, if you was white or you was Asian, I want everybody when they see a black man that he might be like it's regular for them. I want them to regularly think
The eyebrows don't go up when
Right.
that happens.
Right. I don't want them. Oh, he must be.
They're not surprised.
He played at Ohio State or football, or his family probably somebody did something. I want to be like that dude might be intelligent and is working his ass off and is world travel and smart.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to
Bro,
be a
that's
part
how-
of that narrative. You know
And
what I'm
even
saying?
your story, like you said, of that, it makes me think. I mean, of course, everybody uses a Nipsey reference, but even using a Nipsey reference, black people being in technology and taking full form of it, like you did that.
Yeah, that's the root of everything where I'm at right
And you know, bro, like bro, it's well known that we're probably like 2% of the tech world.
Oh yeah.
So it's like when you're successful in the tech world,
Mhm.
you're already an anomaly.
Man, you just gave me a really good idea, bro.
You're an anomaly, bro.
So we got to do a video of that
Let's do that.
because
That's impact. That's real impact.
because that ties into my main business. That ties into
All right, don't
we-
get me fired up, bro.
bro, we might-
I'll do a backflip right now.
we
bro.
might even be able to get sponsorship or something like that.
Bro, and that's all I go after.
Yeah.
Sponsorship and endorsement.
Because that's my main business. That's what the problem that we saw. Like when the pandemic hit, George Floyd,
Yeah.
when that hit, all the tech companies stood up. Kudos to them. They was like, what can we do to make a difference? Who can we call? And believe it or not, I'm like one of the top people they call. And so doing a video, because I haven't really leveraged the whole will motivation thing,
That could be it.
but that could be how I can leverage it because tech, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, tech is sexy right
we
now.
gotta make it more because if you don't get into that math and science early, you'll be intimidated by it by the time you get to college and stuff and go after the tech careers. So we could definitely do something with that too. So like good thing we get on a video, but I want to do some impactful things that make people think. We don't have to have a whole lot of words and talking. When we get to the movie thing, we'll do that. But like I really want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really want to do that, but I want to do some little short 5-minute or less vignettes or whatever you say.
I know exactly.
Right.
I'm already playing it out in my
You feel
head.
me? But you feel me? What I'm trying
Yeah.
to like. So
already
I
playing it
want
out.
to partner with you to do that, and create some like we start with this easy one, right? Taking a woman on a date and showing her this is how a black man treats a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then at the same time you're thinking it's a date or something like that, but then we end up at a business meeting or something like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Anything.
Showing you in the driver's seat and showing her in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
interchanging, but just in life, not
Yeah.
necessarily physically, like but just in life.
That's when I want to do stuff like that to make people think
Yeah.
and change the narrative around this kind of person.
Now you might break the internet with that, bro. Hold up, bro.
We could break the internet with that. So it's like that. It's like making some more little thought-provoking things like that. Then it can lead up into like we do a little short-form movie where it's like something fun, but at the end it'll make you think. Like maybe everybody think it was a drug, like it's doing some drug thing, but at the end it wasn't drugs. We was saving a person, a human being, or something like that, who was in trouble with a normal life situation, and we all came together. So, you know what I'm saying? Like at first you think it is the stereotype, but at the end it was this group of black men was out here trying to do something.
That's almost like some Black Mirror stuff. Like you see it as one thing, and then at the end it's completely like,
That's the kind of stuff, thought-provoking stuff.
Thought-provoking.
So I see with the quality of video that you do that it can do that because I don't have to. With that quality of video, I don't have to say a whole lot of stuff. Let people watch it and enjoy it, and then think about, let their mind go, and then at the end it's like
The imagination is everything. Let the imagination play.
So
bro.
that's
why I'm so big. Like that just so happens to be my real forte is like snippet stuff, because I like something that's gonna punch you.
Yeah.
I mean, I can dry you out. I can give you a long form,
but then you only punch it here and
Exactly.
there, right? But now
and it's like somebody might walk away before I can knock you out. You feel me? So it's like I'd rather boom hit you now. You like, ooh, I want another one.
And then we get that rolling, then it can build up into the movie.
Yeah.
Because cats know it's gonna be some fire stuff when we drop something.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. That's what I really want to start. So we can start thinking. I mean, we got the snow coming. We can maybe do some kind of beautiful thing. The car coming out. You don't expect the car to come out in the snow.
Yeah.
You got the beautiful woman here, the dude, right? Some little thing, and you see it, and then it comes.
Shit, that's the best time because now you can throw in fire coats, boot it up.
Yeah.
You feel me? Get on some real fly shit.
So that's what I want to do, bro. So if you have ideas, we can flesh them out. I'm gonna have some ideas. I'll start fleshing them out, and then we can come together and like. Okay.
That's why I'm glad we did this, bro. Because I already knew. That's why every time I see you, I'll be grabbing your shoulders like, bro, we got a link, man.
We got a link, bro. And I want, I'll be on the move.
Yeah,
but,
bro. And I feel like we go to sleep 3:30 in the morning type of people because
Yeah.
I never stop moving.
Yeah.
But I already know once, like we said earlier, you can see that mindset in certain people and be like, I gotta fucking let me get my brain around your brain.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily the things around the things. It's brain around the brain. And really start messing around, like let's boom, boom, boom,
Like
boom,
you said in
boom.
conversation earlier, is the translation of energy, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's what I'm seeing. That's what I would like to do.
If I come up with some money to do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because to me, the money will come later. Like
Mhm.
let's do some stuff.
Yeah, you got to put the money up to get and like you said, I have experience in locking in endorsements and sponsorships. So,
Okay.
and I know these certain the sponsors I go after would want to go after, and the people that I work with now, the type of sponsors they go after, we're chasing impact.
You know,
We don't do anything fluff.
So you want to brainstorm a little idea to get sponsored? We could create a commercial for a black person in tech. We
Easy.
could create a commercial
Easy.
where you see this black person living a certain lifestyle, and then they end up wanting to, but it's a commercial, and then I know I know the biggest players that's hiring in tech, like Microsoft, Amazon, they all work with me. I could go and be like, yo, who wants to sponsor this before we roll it out? Because we're gonna roll it out this way, that way,
Yeah.
all this.
So you got to just make a press kit.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
in with
yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Like, so I'm
Yeah.
already in. But if we
Yeah.
make a tight commercial, I can be like, do you want at the end to say, come and work for Amazon?
Yeah,
Or do you want
it's
at
the
end-
actual vision of what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to walk in there and
Yeah.
show numbers and this
Yeah.
and that and graphs. But it's another thing when you can pull. See, and that's why I love videography and film and stuff, because nobody sees the business when you're watching a movie or a film or a documentary. You
They
don't
see the
care
end
about the
result. Yeah, they
business.
just see the end result.
What it is, you're enthralled and your heart is tied with what's being shown to you at the end of the day.
Mhm.
You watch the Free Willy documentary, and nobody cares about like, oh, I wonder how much SeaWorld lost during
Yeah.
this and how much they made, and I wonder how many no, you're watching it being like, oh,
Right.
I can't believe they,
Yeah.
oh, I can't. Here, man, yes, I'll sponsor this. Yes, I'll give that. Man, how much we gotta pay you to free all these whales?
Yeah.
That's what ties people in. It's the
So
visuals,
you know,
bro.
I know how we could do it, bro. We could show like a kid in different stages